All right, folks. Tonight's work is function inverses. Right. So this first part, I'm gonna want you guys to skip numbers 1 through 7. Okay, 1 through 7, 1 through 8. I want you to skip this part right here. Okay, I want you to start on numbers 9, 10, 11, 12, and then backside to 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and give you a quick preview. I usually won't release the solutions this early, but there's a few of you guys that may be having a little trouble or may need to get a little ahead of yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and release a few of the questions. All right. So let's go ahead and get going on this. So one of the first things you do when you are trying to find the inverse is you're going to go ahead and make sure this is a simplified equation. All right. So let's do number 11. So instead of h of x equals, we're going to go ahead and change that to y equals 2x to the third plus 3. Okay. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and interchange x and y, meaning that y turns into x's and x's turns into y's. All right, now we're going to go ahead and solve for y. So I'm going to go ahead and take away 3. Of course, you can't subtract 3 from x, okay, but these will cancel, turn to 0, right? But on the left hand side, you get x minus 3. And on the right hand side, you get 2y to the third. And you have to go and instead of multiplication by 2, you have to divide it by 2. And these 2's will cancel or reduce to a 1. And you'll be left with x minus 3 over 2. And that's equal to y to the third. Almost done? Okay, now you're going to go ahead and do something called a radical or cubic root. Okay, to do a cubic root, you want to get rid of that cube. So this is a little 3 up here, just like that little power 3. So which means this side needs to be a little 3 also. Okay, and by doing that, your cubic root, the third power, and that cubic root that you just tacked on, it cancels, and all you're left with is just y. So your y is equal to the cubic root of x minus 3 over 2. Remember, that's not really y, that's actually a g, which we turn into a y. Or sorry, not gh of x, which we turn into a y. So we're going to rename this as h inverse. That's how you do the inverse of x. And that's going to be equal to cubic root x minus 3 over 2. And that's your answer down there. That was actually kind of tough. I didn't mean that. I wasn't paying attention to the x to the third power. Okay, let's look at one from the back side. All right, so simply let's say number 13. Right, so again, let's start off with, instead of writing g of x, let's write it as y equals 7x plus 18 over 2. Okay, and then we're going to swap x's and y's. So I'll do it up here. So the y is going to become x equals, and 7, and the x is going to become a y, plus 18 over 2. Okay, now you're going to solve for your y. So that means you got to get rid of that 2 by multiplying it by 2. And you will have 2x equals 7y plus 18. Keep going with that. You go ahead and subtract 18. Of course, you can't put 2x and a negative 18 together. So, best thing you can do is just kind of write them next to each other. So you have 2x minus 18 equals 7y. And last thing, because this is a y times 7, we're going to go ahead and divide it by 7. And these 7's are going to cancel. And you're going to have y is equal to 2x minus 18 over 7. Remember, that's not really y. It's not root of y. It's a g of x. So we're going to call this g inverse of x is going to equal 2x minus 18 divided by 7. Okay? So, there you are. That's a head start. We will